Last week, T-Mobile broke ranks with competing cell phone carriers and announced it would be getting rid of annual contracts for wireless customers. So here to sort out how to get the best deal is Kelli Grant, senior consumer reporter for MarketWatch. Kelli, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So I'm sure a lot of people ran to get their phone bills when they heard about T-Mobile's new offer. No 2-year contract. You pay for the phone up front, but you can pay it in installments, just $20 a month. I went to analyze my phone bill, which was much more difficult than I thought it would be. It's hard to figure it out.
It is a tough call.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of people that they are going to be crunching those numbers. And as you mentioned, it's a little bit of a different game out there. They're not doing the contracts. They are asking you to pay for the cost of the phone either upfront or in monthly installments. They're going to have lower plan costs, but consumers still need to look at this as they are having a contract of sorts, because when you're buying that phone up front, you are kind of locking yourself in that you're not really saving until easily, in this case, maybe 2 years down the line anyway.
Right. Is that the first thing you want them to consider, calculate the cost of the phone? Because with other plans, you get a bit of a discount on the phone, right?
Yep. Other plans, you are getting a bit of a discount. So you want to try to factor in, what's your total cost to be on this carrier's plan versus total cost to be on that carrier's plan. Figuring in, even if you are getting a break on the phone, you're paying that back over time in forms of a higher plan cost. But, if you're going to be on the plan for 2 years, in a lot of cases it does balance out. So how long do you have to stick around to have those savings?
Right, and when you're assessing that bill, before you consider jumping ship, take a good hard look at the bill. You may be paying for more plan than you actually need.
A lot of people do actually buy more plan than they need, and it's something that when you look at a site like Bill Shrink that does plan comparisons, their estimates are you can easily save $400 a year just by switching plans. And it's something that even if you're in a contract, you can change your plan at any time without penalty, even retroactively in some cases. If you notice in a particular month you've talked more than usual or used more data, you can call and ask them to retroactively apply that. Great way to avoid overages and just make sure that you're not paying for more than you really need.
Yeah. The concern with T-Mobile for a lot of people, though, is the coverage. Will it work for where you live? And that's something you say, there's nothing more frustrating than trying to place a call and it drops on you.
I have that all the time with my family down in Maryland. They have a carrier for that area that does not work well. And, of course, it doesn't matter how much you're saving if you can't actually get a phone call.
Right.
So look around in your area to see, do you have friends that are using that carrier? How well does it work for them? Sites like Bill Shrink and CNET do offer cell phone signal strength by zip code that you can check that out. And then, of course, look at the return policies as well. Figure out how long do you have with that new carrier to say, nope, thanks, this isn't working for me, and return the phone penalty free.
And you want to make sure that if you decide, okay, it's good to go at the right time, because there can be some pretty huge penalties.
There can be some really substantial penalties for leaving your current carrier, so make sure that you're paying attention to that. In a lot of cases, it's up to $350 depending on your phone and how early in the contract you're leaving. So factor that in your terms of how much you're saving by switching and when the right opportune time to do that is. It might just be better to wait a couple more months until you're off your contract and then think about going.
And if you can take your phone with you?
If you can take it with you, then that's even better savings right off there. In a lot of cases, T-Mobile is actually just getting the iPhone in April, but they say there are already plenty of people who are using an iPhone on their network that brought it over from, say, AT&T. But you need to keep in mind that Sprint and Verizon use different technologies, so your phone from there may not migrate with you or vice versa, in which case try to sell it on a site like Gazelle or Nextworth. They're going to be able to give you some more money from your phone. That way, at least you have something to go off and buy that new phone.
Right, all great points. Kelli Grant, senior consumer reporter for MarketWatch, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.